it's Nat Nicole of Mick Rose Therapy Services, and I am back with another video. I feel like I haven't filmed in so long, but that was because I took last week off. Did you miss me? I missed you. But last week, I was blessed enough to be able to meet my little new nephew. So cute. I was able to meet my new nephew, and I spent some quality time with my family. And doing that means that I took some time off of work and I really just focused on spending quality time with my family. That's how I implemented self-care into my life this last week. So with this video, what I want you guys to do before we even get into this video is to identify right now in what special way are you going to implement self-care. This can be spending time with a special family member, a special friend. This can be reading a new book. This can be going on a little day trip, night trip, a little mini vacay. This can be spending time by yourself. Whichever one you choose, make sure you do it safely because we are still in the middle of COVID-19. But in this video, please, you guys, you can either leave it in the comments below or you can just implant it in your brain. How are you going to implement self-care this week? It's important. Our mental health, that is our goal of a healthy mental health. Our mental health is important. So with that being said, thank you guys for clicking on this video. Let's get into it. So in this video, I am so excited because I get to have one of my biggest supports here with me. Here she is, Danielle. All right, guys, so here we have Danielle. Thank you so much for being on my channel. Danielle Wright is someone who has been in my life since what?
Since we were 16. I was 16.
16? Okay, so we were in middle school? No, we were in high school.
High school. Okay,
so we've been in each other's lives since we were high school. And now, obviously, I'm a mental health therapist, and Danielle here is a model and a fitness coach. So that's very exciting. So, Danielle, I really more so brought you on because I wanted to show the world one of my biggest supports. And in this video, I want us to talk about, the importance of having a support, how you keep a positive support in your life, the importance of that, and also ways for you guys out there to find support, because I understand that a lot of times, a lot of us have trouble finding friends, especially as we transition throughout our lives. All right, so the importance of having positive support. Why is it important to have positive support in your life?
Well, I think a lot of times we want to relate to other people, whether we're going through something bad or something good, if it's good, you want to be congratulated, you want to feel appreciated, you want to be recognized, and, you want to feel like other people see you.
Mm-hmm.
When it's bad, I feel like you want to also feel like, there's other people around you who can relate. Maybe it's not so bad, or somebody can inspire you to get through it, to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we feel like we're like sinking, or like we have nothing else to do, or we can't fix anything. But sometimes seeing other people or having that support can lift you out of that darker place where you see the possibilities, you see your way out of it through time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of times, like our relationships, we create inspiration through our friends. That's why it's really important to surround yourself around people who give you positive energy, who you can feed off of. Even if it's something you may not want to hear, it's something that can better you in the future, like towards your growth.
Definitely. Yeah. So the importance of having a positive support, such as Danielle in your life, is the fact that you can bounce off conversations. You can have mature conversations. It doesn't have to be about the latest outfit or just something frivolous. It's like having a deep connection with somebody where you can show your true self. And then another thing that you mentioned was the fact that sometimes you're alone and you feel like you're sinking, and sometimes you want to be praised. And one thing that's for sure, especially with individuals who watch this video, is that we understand that it is a lonely world. Sometimes the world can feel so lonely, and having people around you that sort of uplift you, make you know that you're not alone, is something that's really worth having, I think.
Very true. There's a fine line between being dependent on it and using it for like that inspiration. I think because we all have our own lives, you all have a lot of things going on, you can find that relationship where people can help you and can inspire you, almost like mentorship with your friends.
Or just having, I think what's important is having people around you that make you want more too.
Right.
I know for me, like if I see one of my friends excelling in an area, it motivates me.
Right.
I'm like intrigued by it. I love it. I love having that positive support around me.
all your friends are pretty successful, and all my friends are pretty, like, we're all pretty, like, successful in our own right for whatever it means towards us. So we all, I think everybody in our circle of friends feels pretty, like, confident, successful in what they're doing. So that's also, like, a good feeling to know that, like, you're surrounding yourself around, like, good people, like, good or bad, you know? So I think that's also, you can kind of, not to compare yourself to other people, but you just kind of want to see, like, where you are and, like, who you surround yourself with. Like, are you filling yourself with love? Are you filling yourself with people who don't fill you up? Are you giving more than you're receiving? And not to talk about reciprocity, but you definitely want to, you know, be mutually beneficial and make sure that you're receiving as much as you're putting out, and just naturally, like, energy, love, emotions, all of it.
For sure. And then another part that I mentioned was how you keep your support. Something that I think a lot of us forget is that we like pats on the back, and not necessarily only from ourselves. Sometimes I like for my friends to show me that I'm worth something. Not that I need it. Right. It's an important thing. You don't need it, but it's good to have positive support around you where you can show them that you appreciate them. And that's something that I do try to put effort into. I do.
She does. 100%. She does. When I got signed to Wilhelmina, she sent me flowers, and I was not expecting it at all. And I still think it's, like, the sweetest thing. But little things like that, like, it's not little, but it's, like, things like that of appreciation. It's like, okay, like, she's like, I see you, girl. I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, yeah, it's nice. Like, acts of service, like the 5 love languages. Like, how do you make someone feel appreciated, or how do you make someone feel like I see you, or, like, award them? As adults, I think it's very hard to get awarded. Or to feel appreciated through certain things, because we all have our own things going on. But, like, things like that, like, even towards your friends, like, it means a lot. It's like that, taking the time out to, like, dedicate a time or, like, purpose or something towards somebody, like that thought, I think is really important too.
That's how you keep your support around you.
Right. Very true.
And then the last point that we had was, how do you find support? And I know a lot of people have difficulty finding that, which is why I always encourage you guys to seek a therapist, because sometimes that can just be something that's there for you until you find support and things like that. Danielle and I, what I wanted to talk about is how maybe people can find support when they don't have any. You know, for Danielle and I, like I said, we met when we were very young, and that's when I used to be a ballet dancer, and Danielle still dances. Good for you. But so we met when we were young. So there's a lot of opportunities that some of you guys may have to meet people. You know, if you're in college, take advantage of that. I sometimes regret not being more into
like the groups and
the groups and the meetups and things like that. Take advantage of that. If you are religious, maybe whatever religion you have has you know, things where you guys have, like, activities that you guys can do. I know at my church they have groups that you can get involved in. Also, something you mentioned, social media, is Facebook has a lot of groups.
They do. My sister's in a group that's, like, really supportive, and, like, they just piggyback off of each other, and like life questions. It's actually kind of interesting, like, the taboo behind certain things you don't want to ask questions about, but then you ask these questions. Or even, like, the travelers groups, like, if you're curious about certain things, or, like, the budgeting groups, like, if you want to, like, work on your finances. But then sometimes people feel, like, jaded. They don't want to work on their finances around, like, certain people because you're supposed to be at a certain level. Like, so that's the whole social media image thing. But
yeah, but social media, Facebook, you guys can literally Google, like, whatever topic interests you, you know, whatever topic, it doesn't matter what it is, you can literally Google it, and I guarantee you can find something in your area where you can meet people. I know that finding support is something that I very heavily encourage, but I also know that it can be very intimidating for a lot of people, especially who watch these videos where we struggle with anxiety, depression, to get outside of ourselves. But there are resources that are available.
I think the most important thing is realizing that you're not the only one, like, going through these things. Like, if you feel this way because of a certain situation, I think a lot of it's because there's other people are feeling the same way. So you just have to find that it, maybe not bond over that, but you find people with, like, the similar traumas, or just how they work through it. Like, you can help build through their journey as well. Like, you just kind of not be codependent, because that's kind of
that's not
backwards,
the goal, but but pretty much know how to balance it, you know. And if you have trouble when you have relationships, it's like it does get into the codependency realm of things. That's why you guys know I'm gonna say, see a therapist.
See a therapist.
Yes, but I think I did say that was the last thing, but I have one more thing that just popped into my head. I'm about to put Danielle on the spot. But the importance of having friendships where you can be honest, where you can say, Danielle, you did something and it made me feel some type of way. And being mindful of how the person responds to that.
Right.
Because we've had situations like that. We've had situations where it's like that, where, you know, your friend has to call you out on something. Right. And in that moment, you may be like, girl, no. But you have to have friends where you value what they're saying and you take that into consideration.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are. Like, trust me, I'm a therapist, but I still have to do self-work every day. You're someone people turn to for a lot of, you know, advice on things, and you still have to work on things every day. So that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video. Journal prompt. Who is one of your biggest supports? How did you meet them? Are you still searching for them? You can let me know in the comments below or in your own journal. And you guys, I will see you next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.
No, you didn't do it. You do this.